Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we got our next deep dive for NHL 21. The game is so close. But today, we got a ton of information on the new franchise mode, and I'm not going to lie, franchise mode is in its best spot that it's been in the last decade, probably. There's still a long way to go, but from the changes and things that they've gotten to add, I've gotten to play a little bit of it. I think you guys are really going to like it. So let's get into the deep dive for NHL 21's franchise mode. So again, guys, this is available on NHL 21's website. So we'll go through it all, and I'll kind of talk about my experience with it. So welcome, franchise fans. We're excited to tell you about the new additions this year to franchise mode. Last year, we revamped scouting, added coaching, as well as line chemistry. For NHL 21, we wanted to address some community requests that you've been sharing with us. So the trade deadline. This is the biggest addition to NHL 21's franchise mode. We've added an all-new trade deadline experience, replicating the frenzy broadcasted across the league every year. Before the trade deadline even begins, you'll need to reevaluate your team and decide what route your franchise will be taking into the deadline. You'll have 4 options to choose from. You can either be a seller, conservative buyer, or a buyer. Your experience within the trade deadline will be shaped by this decision and will influence what kind of offers you receive. So, again, you'll get this pop-up closer to the deadline, and you choose which option that you are going to be going into the deadline. The trade deadline. Once you enter the trade deadline, you are officially on the clock. Starting at 6 a.m. Pacific time, you'll have until 12 p.m. Pacific time to shore up any deals heading into the final stretch of the season. You'll immediately notice that you'll be presented with the top players on the trade block. You'll also be able to see important information about each player, like their contract status, trade value, and what team is looking for in return. Whenever a trade is made, you'll be notified via the ticker at the bottom of the screen that will deliver details on every move on the trade deadline day. Just like the real deadline, the market value of players will fluctuate as the day goes on, and you may see players go on or off the block based on prior trades a team has made. So if a team is trying to move a defenseman and they've got a few available, if they trade one, there's a chance that they could just remove the other ones from the block. So again, we'll get an example here. It's Alex Pietrangelo. You'll see the teams involved, and these guys are all available, and it's 7:37 in the morning on trade deadline day, so you have some time to try and go after them. And then again, along the top here, you'll see the top 10 that are available. Barzal, for some reason, is wanted to be moved from the Islanders. Couture, Markstrom, as another example. So you can sort by all available players and view each team's movable assets. The top 10 players still available, players who are off the market, who teams have decided to keep, and players who have been traded. So you can go to all the teams, and then off the market, you'll see Cam Fowler. The Ducks don't want to move at a certain point, so this is someone that is not going to be on. It's going to be almost impossible to try and acquire him. It's very, very difficult. Some other screenshots here. You'll see Marc-Andre Fleury. He's sold. He was traded, so you're no longer able to get him. And then Matthew Barzal is still available, so you can go and click on him and try and acquire Matthew Barzal. Once the clock strikes midnight, you'll be presented with every move made and on your way to the back half of the season. So again, you'll get a nice summary here of all of the trades throughout the trade deadline. The record book. This is honestly the coolest thing, in my opinion, that has been added, because finally we get some recognition for stuff inside of GM mode. I'm super stoked for this. So the record book. A long requested feature has been the ability to view league and franchise records throughout your seasons as a GM. We're happy to say we're introducing an all-new record book that will make it all possible. The record book will allow you to sort through numerous categories, including career, season, and rookie records in league history. This includes all-time NHL career stats. So this is career stats in the NHL for games played. So Gordie Howe, Messier, Yager. Goalie, it's for Brodeur, Roberto Luongo. Goals and points. Again, this goes all through the list. And it updates. So if you have a player that breaks Gretzky's record, it will then show your name there. So again, you'll see records for most games played, most goalie games played, goals, points, assists, wins, shutouts, 50-goal seasons, and 100-point seasons. And we have all-time NHL season stats as well. So season in the NHL, most games played, 79 for goaltenders, most goals. Wayne Gretzky has multiple most goal seasons, and again, it won't just show one; it'll show each of the season there in this gray little box. And again, you'll see most games played, goals, assists, points, shutouts, wins for season records. All-time rookie stats. So trying to break Teemu Selanne's most goals record of 76 is going to be almost impossible. But if you have a rookie that you draft really high and you want to try and break it, you'll get the recognition for it on the all-time rookie page. Again, that one sorts with goals, assists, points, wins, and shutouts. And then franchise leaders. So you can view each team's current and all-time leaders in career, season, rookie, and game statistics. As your season progresses, you'll be able to keep track of any players breaking league or team records. So if you go to the Pittsburgh Penguins, obviously Mario Lemieux is the all-time point leader for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but you also see the current leader is 1,336 from Sidney Crosby. So as you're doing, maybe you're doing a big sim for a long period of time, you're trying to do a rebuild, full sim, you'll be able to see these updates and add more depth to your actual team and story to it. So definitely drives up engagement for sure. Again, if we go through here, we see the Vancouver Canucks for games played. This is for season, so all-time is 82. Roberto Luongo with 9 in terms of shutouts in a season. Penalty minutes is Donald Brashear. Goals, Pavel Bure with 60 points and assists is Henrik Sedin. So, again, just an awesome addition to the franchise mode. Again, you get rookie franchise records for the New York Rangers. You'll see the current one is Vitaly Kravtsov with 11, but all-time is Brian Leetch. So it's just, really, really cool. You want to break a record from 1926. The most shutouts by a rookie goaltender for the New York Rangers is Lauren Chabot. So, again, just adds a lot of depth to this mode and something that I'm super excited for. Something that my man Tugi has been begging for a long time, and anyone that's trying to do roster updates and update those rosters. Multiple positions. We've added multiple positions. For some players, this will help with lineup generation. So, again, you'll see here JT Miller is a center and a left wing. You can add a secondary position slot. Super awesome that you can do that because now it adds flexibility. And when you're trying to create a lineup, it doesn't just jam in a player, even though they can easily play the wing as well. This is another really cool feature: draft class quality and generated prospect quality. 2 new settings that you can adjust before starting a franchise mode have been added. Firstly, the ability to control draft class quality. This setting controls the frequency of a strong draft class occurring with highly touted prospects. When set to high, stronger draft classes are generated more often every year. So again, it's just in the league settings. You can hit draft class quality down here. The second setting we've added is generated prospect quality. This setting controls the quality of prospects generated in the NHL entry draft every year. When set to high, more top-end prospects are generated. Again, really cool because sometimes when you're doing long sims, you'll get a season where there's like 1 or 2 high-end guys, and then it's like a bunch of low 70s and just kind of weak when it comes to the amount of prospects. Draft pick trade logic. We've updated the logic so CPU-controlled teams will refrain from putting their draft picks on the trade block early in the season, waiting until their team is more established later in the campaign. Again, super awesome to make it more realistic. I really like that aspect. So you won't have teams just, trading their picks immediately like the Detroit Red Wings. Revamped trade values. You'll notice a greater separation in trade value from player to player. Players like McDavid will have high value and will be much harder to acquire. We've also adjusted the value of certain positions. Centers and defenders will see an increase in overall value, while goalies and wingers will have slightly less overall value than previous years. Makes total sense. Just like in the real NHL, a center and top-end defenseman are the most sought after in the league. In closing, we're excited about the new additions we've made this year. Let us know what you think and what you'd like to see down the line. We'll continue to act and listen to your feedback. So, just by showing you all that, like I said, I've gotten to play a season and gone through the trade deadline. I really, really enjoyed it. It's really well done. I will say that sometimes it feels like it takes a little bit too long. But more content and more stuff available to you isn't a bad thing at all. Obviously, no roster sharing. Again, big letdown and something that I really hope comes next season because that would be the final thing for GM mode to just take off. Honestly, with the things that were added last year with line chemistry and coaching and scouting, franchise mode's in the best spot it's been at in like a decade. It just really comes down to the ratings and the ability to roster share. And once we have that, man, really good stuff here. I'm really excited to try out franchise mode. I did it last year. I'm going to be doing another franchise mode series. Let me know what franchise mode I should try and do for a rebuild again this year in the comments section. And guys, again, please subscribe if you are looking for the most up-to-date NHL content. We are 2 days away from NHL 21. If you have any questions about HUT, you want to know the daily cards, all of that, you will get daily YouTube videos on my channel, so please subscribe so you don't miss out. And don't forget to catch me live on Twitch, 10 a.m. Eastern Time till 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday to Friday. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.